A world where the barriers of isolation crumble under the weight of collective determination. This vision is not just a dream, it is a call to action. My purpose today is to inspire every individual here to recognize the power of unity and collaboration. Together, we have the potential to create change, to uplift communities, and to leave an indelible mark on the world. Alone, we can only scratch the surface of what is possible. Our individual talents, though extraordinary, are finite. But when we unite, when we pool our strengths, ideas, and efforts, we transcend limitations. My mission is to ignite a movement rooted in the belief that collaboration, in families, in workplaces, in communities, is the cornerstone of human progress. This is the big picture, to build a society where no one is left behind, where the collective strength of many overcomes the struggles of the few. In my own life, I have seen this truth firsthand. Born deaf and blind, I could have easily succumbed to the despair of isolation. But thanks to the perseverance of my teacher, and Sullivan, and the support of countless others who believed in me, I was able to unlock the world of language, knowledge, and empowerment. My story is not just my own, it is a testament to the power of togetherness. And today, I urge you to embrace this vision with me. Together, we can create a world that is brighter, kinder, and more inclusive. What drives me, dear friends, is the unwavering belief that every person has an innate desire to contribute, to belong, and to make a difference. This belief is born from my own journey, a journey that began in silence and darkness but was transformed by the touch of a hand, the patience of a teacher, and the courage of a community that refused to let me be defined by my disabilities. Consider the story of the water pump, a pivotal moment in my life. And Sullivan placed my hand under the cool, flowing water while spelling water into my other hand. In that moment, the veil of isolation was lifted, and I understood that every object, every sensation, had a name. That single breakthrough was not the result of my efforts alone. It was the culmination of Anne's relentless commitment and the support of those who believed in her mission. It taught me that human connection and persistence can turn even the most daunting challenges into opportunities for growth. And so, I am motivated by the countless stories of people who, despite their own struggles, find ways to lift others up. I am driven by the idea that unity is not just a concept but a force that can reshape lives. Think of the movements throughout history: the abolition of slavery, the fight for women's suffrage, the civil rights movement. Each of these milestones was achieved not by a single individual but by communities coming together, bound by a shared vision of justice and equality. What might motivate you, my friends, is the realization that you, too, are part of this grand tapestry. Each of you has a role to play, a gift to offer. Perhaps you are a teacher, nurturing the potential of your students, or a caregiver, providing comfort and dignity to those in need, or an innovator, daring to reimagine what is possible. Whatever your path, know that your efforts are amplified when they are joined with others. Together, we can move mountains. Together, we can do so much. The journey toward unity and collaboration is not without its challenges. There are three great conflicts we must confront if we are to realize our shared potential. First, there is the barrier of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of vulnerability. It is human nature to cling to what is familiar, to shy away from risks that might expose us to criticism or rejection. But I ask you, how can we grow if we do not dare to step outside our comfort zones? How can we forge connections if we allow fear to dictate our actions? In my own life, I faced the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of trying and failing. But each step forward, no matter how uncertain, brought me closer to understanding and acceptance. We must replace fear with courage and take that first step toward collaboration. Second, there is the barrier of division. In our modern world, it is all too easy to retreat into echo chambers, to surround ourselves with those who think and act as we do. Division breeds mistrust, and mistrust weakens the bonds that hold us together. But we are stronger than the forces that seek to divide us. We must actively seek out those who are different from us, listen to their perspectives, and find common ground. Unity does not mean uniformity. It means celebrating diversity while working toward a shared goal. Finally, there is the barrier of apathy. The belief that our individual actions are insignificant, that the problems of the world are too vast for us to make a difference. This mindset is perhaps the most insidious of all, for it robs us of hope. But let me remind you, Every great change in history began with a single step, a single voice, a single act of courage. When we join forces, our collective impact becomes unstoppable. We must overcome apathy with passion, with purpose, and with the conviction that together, we can achieve the extraordinary. I understand that what I am asking of you may feel daunting. Collaboration requires vulnerability, compromise, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. It is natural to question whether the risks are worth it. But let me reassure you, the rewards far outweigh the challenges. Consider the innovation curve, the idea that progress often requires a period of trial and error before breakthroughs occur. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously failed hundreds of times before inventing the electric light bulb. Each failure was not a setback but a stepping stone, a lesson that brought him closer to success. Similarly, our journey toward unity may have its missteps, but each effort brings us closer to a brighter future. Moreover, the risks of inaction are far greater than the risks of trying. If we choose to stand apart, to act only as individuals, we risk perpetuating a world where inequality, isolation, and injustice persist. But if we come together, we create a ripple effect of positive change that touches lives far beyond our own. Collaboration also fosters resilience. When we face challenges as a united front, we draw strength from one another. We share the burden of setbacks and celebrate the triumphs together. In this way, the risks we take are mitigated by the support of our collective efforts. So I urge you to embrace the journey with an open heart and a steadfast spirit. Together, we can navigate the uncertainties and emerge stronger than ever. Let me be honest with you. The path ahead will not be easy. Building a world rooted in collaboration and unity requires hard work, patience, and perseverance. It demands that we confront our own biases, let go of our egos, and prioritize the greater good over personal gain. There will be setbacks, disagreements, and moments of doubt. But every worthwhile journey is marked by challenges. It is through these challenges that we grow. Imagine a mountain climber scaling a steep peak. The ascent is grueling, the air thin, the path treacherous. But with each step, the climber gains strength, and the summit comes into view. And when they finally reach the top, the view is breathtaking, a testament to their determination and resilience. Our journey is much like that climb. It will test us, but it will also transform us. Helen Keller is one of the most inspiring figures in history, a woman whose story demonstrates the power of perseverance, education, and the human spirit. Born on June 27, 1880, in Tuscumbia, Alabama, Helen was a healthy and lively child until she fell ill at the age of 19 months. The illness, which doctors at the time described as acute congestion of the stomach and brain, likely scarlet fever or meningitis, left her both deaf and blind. This devastating loss plunged Helen into a world of darkness and silence, one that many would have found insurmountable. In the years immediately following her illness, Helen struggled to communicate. Frustrated and isolated, she developed a series of gestures to express basic needs, but her inability to communicate complex thoughts often led to intense outbursts of anger. Her parents, Arthur and Kate Keller, were desperate to find a way to help their daughter. Their search for assistance led them to Alexander Graham Bell, the famous inventor and advocate for the deaf. Bell directed them to the Perkins Institute for the Blind in Boston, where they found a teacher who would forever change Helen's life, Anne Sullivan. Anne Sullivan, a remarkable woman in her own right, had overcome her own challenges with poor eyesight and poverty to become a skilled educator. She arrived at the Keller household in March 1887, and her work with Helen began immediately. Anne's approach was revolutionary. She believed in the potential of her student and was determined to unlock Helen's mind through education and communication. Anne's most famous breakthrough came just a month after her arrival. She used a water pump to teach Helen the connection between the word water and the cool liquid flowing over her hand. This moment was transformative for Helen. She quickly grasped the concept of language and began to learn the names of countless objects in her environment. From that point forward, Helen's thirst for knowledge was insatiable. With Anne's guidance, she learned not only to communicate through manual sign language, but also to read Braille and eventually to speak. Her accomplishments were extraordinary for someone with her disabilities. By the age of 10, she had mastered reading and writing, and at 16, she attended the Cambridge School for Young Ladies to prepare for college. In 1900, Helen achieved what many thought impossible. She was admitted to Radcliffe College, becoming the first deaf-blind person to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1904. Throughout her college years, and was by her side, manually signing lectures and reading materials into Helen's hand. Helen's academic success was just the beginning of her remarkable journey. She became a prolific author, writing books and essays about her experiences and advocating for the rights of people with disabilities. Her autobiography, The Story of My Life, published in 1903, remains a classic and continues to inspire readers around the world. Helen's eloquence and determination helped to shift societal perceptions of people with disabilities, proving that they could achieve great things if given the opportunity and support. In addition to her literary achievements, Helen was a tireless activist. She was a staunch supporter of women's suffrage, labor rights, and pacifism. She was also an early advocate for the rights of people with disabilities, working with organizations such as the American Foundation for the Blind to improve education and employment opportunities for those who were blind or visually impaired. Helen's activism extended beyond the United States. She traveled to more than 35 countries, meeting with world leaders and inspiring audiences with her speeches. One of Helen's most enduring messages is encapsulated in her quote, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." This sentiment underscores the importance of collaboration and community in overcoming challenges. Helen's own life is a testament to this idea. She achieved so much because of the unwavering support of Anne Sullivan, her family, and the many people and organizations that believed in her potential. And, in particular, was more than a teacher. She was a lifelong companion and advocate who dedicated her life to helping Helen succeed. The partnership between Helen Keller and Anne Sullivan exemplifies the power of teamwork and mutual support. Anne's patience, ingenuity, and determination unlocked Helen's potential, while Helen's courage and tenacity inspired and to push the boundaries of what was thought possible. Together, they not only transformed Helen's life but also paved the way for greater acceptance and opportunities for people with disabilities. Helen's legacy continues to resonate today. Her story reminds us that barriers can be overcome with perseverance, education, and the support of others. Her advocacy for the rights of people with disabilities laid the groundwork for the progress that has been made in the decades since her death in 1968. Organizations such as the Helen Keller International, founded in 1915, continue to honor her memory by working to combat blindness and malnutrition around the world. Helen Keller's life is a powerful example of the potential within each of us to overcome adversity and make a difference in the world. Her achievements, made possible through her collaboration with Anne Sullivan and others, illustrate the truth of her words. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. In a world often divided by differences, Helen's story serves as a reminder of the strength that comes from unity and the incredible impact that individuals can have when they work together toward a common goal. Today, Helen Keller's message of cooperation and perseverance remains as relevant as ever. Whether in addressing global challenges or personal struggles, her life story inspires us to believe in the power of education, empathy, and teamwork. As we reflect on her extraordinary journey, we are reminded that together, we truly can do so much. We must also remember that progress is not linear. There will be moments when it feels as though we are taking one step forward and two steps back. But even in those moments, we are learning, adapting, and laying the foundation for future success. The key is to keep moving, to keep believing in the power of togetherness. So let us embark on this journey with a clear vision and a firm resolve. Let us be the hands that lift others up, the voices that speak for those who cannot, and the hearts that beat as one. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. And today, we begin.